Well, good afternoon and welcome to Twerton Park for this afternoon's National League South fixture against Tonbridge Angels. My name's Andrew Kerslake. I have alongside me the erudite broadcasting skills of Michael Powell and Chris Chappell. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Give us your views then, a little rundown on the Tonbridge side that they're facing this afternoon. Plenty of experience there, isn't there?
There is. They're a very experienced squad when you look at their ages, their Football League experience for a number, or non-league experience, and of course they still do have something to play for. I think there's a 0.01% chance Tonbridge go down. I have no doubts they're going to stay in this league, but technically they do need one more point just to confirm that. It would take a freak result. Billericay winning all three, them losing all three, a big swinging goal difference. But while there's still something to play for, they'll be up for it. And Bar City will need to match that this afternoon, because it's easy, isn't it, after last week, two excellent victories, safe from relegation. Jerry Gill says in his pre-match interview a bit differently, but in the grand scheme of things, not much to play for, and sometimes your levels can just drop up that 1 or 2%.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? Does it free you up to play a much more liberated form of game, or does it mean that players don't try as hard as they otherwise would do? The other part of that, of course, is we're coming to that crucial stage of the season when we look at who's going to be released and who's not going to be released. And we've already had some chats about that, haven't we, this afternoon?
It can work both ways, can't it? There's no doubt about that. Hopefully it is the former of Free and Bar City to go out there, express themselves and put on a show for what will hopefully be another big crowd on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I think that is the one positive. You kind of, it's angled more at league clubs probably, isn't it? Oh, they're on the beach, nothing to play for. But actually, a lot of those players have contracts for numerous years. Actually, at this level, the contracts are generally 1 year, or if it's the loan players, they're still trying to impress either their parent club or maybe someone higher up the pyramid for a loan elsewhere next season. So in terms of their kind of future career prospects, a lot of players still do have something to play for. So hopefully that means that the Bar City intensity and tempo will still be there this afternoon.
Well, the penultimate game here at Twerton Park, the penultimate home game of the season. Michael, I'm going to hand over to you to take us through the two sides and for first half commentary.
Well, thank you, Luke. We'll do just that. So for Bath City, it's going to be 4-3-3. It's Ryan Clark, the captain, in goal. Back four this afternoon of Joe Rains, Jack Batten, Dan Bull and Zach Delaney. Midfield three of Omar Holness, Tom Smith and Elliot Freer, and a front three of Alex Fletcher, Dave Sims-Burgess and Cody Cook. On the bench for Bar City, Eddie Jones, Will Fuller, Ben Seymour, Tom Richards and Ryan Jones. For Tonbridge Angels, one change for them as Adam Coombs comes into the starting lineup. It's Jonathan Henley in goal, back four of James Taylor, Sonny Miles, Tom Parkinson and Craig Raran Barrett. Midfield two of Tom Beer and Doug Loft, and then I think it's going to be a three of Ricky Modeste, Adam Coombs and Joe Turner behind Aaron Smith-Joseph. On the bench for Tonbridge Angels, Ibrahim Olutade, Jake Embry, Luca Woodhouse and Tom Green. As both sets of players take the knee ahead of kick-off, and it is Tom Smith who gets us underway here in the Twerton Park sunshine. And drops to Holness just inside his own half. Plays one over the top looking for Fletcher. Miles will get there first, but at the concession of a Bar City corner kick.
Already a slight sense of panic in that Tonbridge defence there.
Plenty up on the back for Bar City as Freer drives it in low. Comes as far as Batten, whose shot is blocked, and it's hooked clear by Loft up towards the halfway line. And Miles is down having made that block, and he's going to need some treatment from the Tonbridge physio. Beer then plays it forward. Nice layoff by Coombs. It's now down the right looking for the run of Modeste. Delaney will beat him to it. And in the end, just about manages to get the better of the Tonbridge man. Cleared it towards Fletcher, nice layoff into Cook. Now onto Smith, chance maybe Bar City to break. Smith tries to play it through for Fletcher. Fletcher, he's in behind it towards the area. Still with Fletcher, goes across goal, into the bottom corner, superbly taken by Alex Fletcher. The devastating counter-attack from Bar City, and they take the lead inside 7 minutes at Twerton Park.
Well, an absolutely superb goal, and Fletcher there hesitated for a moment and hesitated, drew the keeper out and then just put it to his left-hand side. And he's really on song at the moment, Alex Fletcher, isn't he?
He is indeed. Scored that spectacular goal at Billericay last Saturday, and against another side in blue. He's on the score sheet again this afternoon. It was ball in behind from Smith, a nice pick out, and it looked like there wasn't quite enough pace on the pass to set him clear, but he checked back, showed composure, and it was a lovely finish into the far corner, wasn't it?
Really good.
So 3 goals so far this afternoon in National League South. Alex Fletcher's here at Twerton Park among them, but here's Brian Barrett on the left for Tonbridge, looking to skip inside Sims Burgess, which he's done, to the byline, tries to pull it back, ricochets to Clark, and the assistant referee decides it's gone behind for a Tonbridge Angels corner kick. Here's Beard to take the corner kick, Tonbridge's first of the afternoon. Floats it in. Clark somewhat misjudges it, gets a touch on it. Goes short to Loft, back to Beer. Crosses low. Shot on the turn from Coombs, deflects. Batten heads away, comes to Brian Barrett. Banks slightly difficult, now picked up by Taylor, who goes for goal, but it's comfortable and straight down the throat of Clark. Back to Brian Barrett on the left, man who's probably looked Tonbridge's most lively player in this opening 17 minutes. Now he lays it back to Taylor to chip it forward. It's flicked on, it's come through to Brian Barrett, not quite on the follow-up is Smith-Joseph, blocked by Rains. Back to Rains on the Bath City right. Lays it back to Smith, midway inside the Tonbridge half. Plays it over the top, looking for Fletcher. Nods it down to Sims Burgess. Out to Freer, 18 yards out, just inside the area. Still with Freer to the byline. Crosses blocked by Beer, behind for a corner kick, which Freer will take. Kills it in, it's headed away. Holness, though, picks up the loose ball. Out to Delaney. Back out to Freer again on the Bath City left. Maybe another chance to take on Beer. He slips over Freer to the byline. Stands up across it. Headed half clear by Coombs. Drops to Smith 20 yards out. Still with Smith. Curls it in, looking for Fletcher. It's just a yard over the Bath City striker.
Aside from a shot from Taylor, which was well outside the area, straight at the goalkeeper Clark, there's been nothing really threatening. A few set pieces that just caused a few aerial issues, but nothing. There's an inside channel ball. It's swept in towards the near post, but it's taken by Henley. Good attack down the right-hand side. As Coombs plays it forward to Modeste, but it's well intercepted by Ball, who's just stepped in at the right moment to break that move up. Fletcher, deep on the right, plays it back to the goalkeeper, but it's close to Modeste, who catches Clark. And free kick given to the Romans inside the area. Modeste flew in, trying to get there and perhaps get a lucky deflection. But he's caught Clark, and not really the birthday present he wanted. As the ball is headed up into the air by Sims Burgess in the middle of the pitch. Now Cook tries to help it over the back of the defence for Fletcher. It's a poor back-headed. Fletcher almost gets there before Henley. And he got the block in. It's prodded back to the captain Miles. Now Beer, right back position on the halfway. Plays it over the top. Good ball to Turner. And he does help the ball on target. But again, there was nothing really sort of dangerous behind the effort. Solid defender. But here he is with the corner, right-footed from the left, in towards the 6-yard box and juggled in the air by Clark under pressure from Parkerton, I think it was. And that is the last action of the half. One in which we've not seen too many efforts on goal for either side, but the one telling effort, the first real one to report of the game, was from Alex Fletcher, who picked up a through ball just on the left-hand side outside the box and waited for his moment before sticking the ball into the bottom right corner and putting Bath City 1-0 ahead.
Elliot Freer will take it. 2 minutes into the second half. Being out swing up from the left footer. He drives it in. It's headed goalwards, but wide of goal by Smith. And in fact, Turner will pick it up before it goes out of play. Cook looks to play it out to Freer on the Bath City left. Picks him out midway inside the Tonbridge half. Chance to maybe take on Beer. Drives in across, it's headed away by Miles. Loft ball, not a bit further. Smith picks up the loose ball, 25 yards out. Back to Holness. Looks to switch it out to Rains on the right-hand side. Nice ball, takes it in his stride. Smith-Joseph, though, can get a foot in and lashes it out for a Bath City throw-in. Has second thoughts, does go for a long one. It's headed away by Parkinson as far as Smith, who miscues it. Beer will clear. Irishman goes back to ball, his pass is loose, and then Holness brings down Turner. Will be a free kick to Tonbridge Angels. and it will be a yellow card for Omar Holness.
Yeah, Dan Ball sold him one there, really.
I don't think the pass was actually intended for Holness. I think he was trying to go one further to Smith, but the Jamaican couldn't really get out the way because it was just fired straight at him. Ben Seymour is going to come on here for Bath City. And it's Dave Sims-Burgess who's making way. So the first change of the afternoon for the Romans. Batten forward into Cook, who's done well to skip away from Loft. Still with Cook, driving forward, up 25 yards out. Going to go for goal, and it's straight at Henley. Loose ball comes back to Cook, and it's a terrific save on the follow-up from Henley. Parried the first shot quite a long way away, and in the end did well to deny Cook on the follow-up.
Yeah, considering the distance he was out, they've got real power behind that, Cody Cook.
Exchanges passes with Freer. Ball forward now to Cook on the edge of the area, foot in by Miles. And then Seymour is adjudged to have fouled Loft, despite the fact he's the one who ends up on the floor. It will be a free kick to the Angels. Just looking and talking about Tonbridge trailing here, but their safety will be guaranteed with Welling trailing. It's a similar story for Eastbourne Borough. They're trailing at home to Billericay, still 2-1. Graham Barrett swings in across. Dest brings it down really nicely inside the area. Lays it back to Taylor. Good save by Clark. Comes to Combs, who completely miscues it. Still alive. Comes to Taylor again. This one's blocked by Ball. Parkinson then launches it over the top. Modeste is offside. Will be a free kick to Bath City, but that was by far the closest Angels have come.
And for a moment there was panic in the City defence. Looking around, not even really sure where the ball had gone.
Taylor can hook it forward. Freer backtracking, picks up the loose ball to Delaney. Plays it out to Freer on the Bath City left. Bit of space in front to him. Up towards the edge of the area on the left. Still going Freer. Looking to take on Taylor. And by the corner flag. Comes back inside, driving inside the area. Plays it across, and it's just narrowly behind Cook. Goes behind for a goal kick.
It's a corner taken by Beer for Tonbridge in towards the middle, and swatted down two-handed by Clark, who's just caught as he launched himself at it. The ball's broken free for Fletcher, who carries it forward down the right for Bath City. On the chase is Smith-Joseph for Tonbridge, and he just manages to hold him back. And then Fletcher's penalised for pulling the shirt of Joe Turner, and he's going to get a yellow card here. Frustrated there, he had a bit of room to run into down the right side with their players ahead of him in the form of Seymour and Cook, but he just got held up and the move broke down him this season. So his manager will be hoping he can add to it as the ball flies into the box. It's a diving header and it goes off harmlessly to the right-hand side of goal from the first substitute, Ibrahim Olutade. Tonbridge take it. And it's a poor delivery sent down the right wing for nobody in particular, although Embry comes over and does force Delaney into conceding a throw. There's a bit of afters there between the two players. Delaney getting a yellow card there for getting a bit het up with what Embry was doing.
Nothing terribly serious.
He played in for the right-hand side. And it skipped up into the end. The overhead kick from Embry goes over the top, but it wasn't close enough to force Clark into a dive. He just watched it sail over his crossbar. So it's all livening up elsewhere in National League South. It's livening up a bit here. But the Romans are leading, that's the main thing. Home fans. And swept out to the left-hand side for the run of Delaney. He's up on the left wing. Back to Smith, left corner of the box. Onto his right foot, curls it in, and the glancing header from Seymour is gathered gratefully at his feet by John Henley. Gets his head on it, he didn't really know where the ball was going. And Delaney battles for it. Holness picks up the loose ball in the centre circle, finds Fletcher, right-hand side, tries to roll Graham Barrett, who falls over, fails in his attempts to pull over Fletcher. Crossing from the right into the middle, and it was between Seymour and Cook. Now Miles has it in central defence. Plays a diagonal out to the left, and it's the sub Woodhouse. Gets past Fletcher, off balance, gets across in towards the near post, but he never really had control of it. And Beer gets onto his right foot, fires it in, but the ball drifts across the face of Ryan Clark's goal and out to the left. There's sort of battle alive at the bottom between Billericay and Welling, the two most likely to fight over that spot. And Taylor tries to find Turner on the right, was intercepted, and Bath City can counter-attack here.
3 on 3.
Freer, and he's got the running Delaney outside of this. Freer goes for goal himself, and it bounces across the goalkeeper and just wide of the right post. Freer, who took it a long way there all by himself, thought, I've come all this way, I'm going to have a shot. And
it was just that bit of a bobble, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Do you think that took it away from the goal?
Possibly, yeah. Henley was down on his knees, and he was hoping that it wasn't going to creep inside that far post, but it went just wide. And it's getting end-to-end now, as the ball comes across from Alatade, and the other substitute, Embury, threw himself at the ball at the near post, and it's come off a defender last. Batten was in there, tussling with him, and it's just gone wide and out for a corner. And Batten will need some treatment here. I think it's legitimate, it's not just injury time antics. With this being the 4th added minute, there's going to be at least a minute or 2 added to that. But
and of course, City unfortunately will miss Batten at the back.
So Henley being marked by Holness as the ball comes in towards the near post, and Henley nearly got to it, and it's bounced towards Beer on the edge of the box, and on the bounce, he couldn't control the shot.
Limping his way across the field. I was just looking to see if City are preparing a sub. Yes, they are, to bring on. I don't think Jack Batten can continue. It's going to be Eddie Jones coming on to replace him.
Parkinson helps it towards the edge of the box. Flick on by the defender, and then it's across to Woodhouse on the left wing. Left-footed ball in, and taken under his crossbar by Clark. And for a few seconds on his 40th birthday, could have been saying, please don't drop the ball.
There's another rule change for you, Michael, that goalkeepers shouldn't be allowed to roll around after taking a comparatively simple cross. True.
I've saved it, but I need to go onto the ground now. And there is the final whistle. Bath City register 3 wins in a row for the first time this season, and the first time that has happened for over 2 years. It's also 5 games unbeaten at home as well for this faithful crowd, who once again top the 1,000 mark. And I'm not sure if Tonbridge Angels are safe, because the teams at the bottom were still battling it out, but they needed a point. They didn't get it because of Alex Fletcher's 17th goal of the season, not his 16th. And that early goal was enough to win the game. There were a few chances throughout the half, more so in the second period. Cody Cook going close with a double opportunity, and then a shot coming in from James Taylor that was well saved by the 40-year-old Ryan Clark. There was a flying header from Ibrahim Olatade that went well wide, and then almost an opening Bath City goal for Ben Seymour with a glancing header that was saved by the goalkeeper. And then Elliot Freer went close in added time, but City did enough to hold on to their early advantage and run out 1-0 winners here at Twerton Park.
Well, thank you very much, listeners. We're grateful to you for being with us. Bath City are running out 1-0 winners this afternoon, thanks to that superb Alex Fletcher goal after just 7 minutes. If you can't make it to Twerton Park for the final game of the season, we'll be here next week. But in the meantime, it's good afternoon from Chris, from Michael, and myself, Andrew Kerslake.
This afternoon, our sponsors are Fire Safety,